waiting in line to get in, and who walks on the plane? Julia Roberts. Who's three rows ahead of it. Like I said, like she was like right there. I was like the whole time just like
Aaron Brockovich.
was pretty cool.
That is cool. She's got a new movie.
Yeah, I think that's why of course everybody on the plane is like, why is she,
Yeah.
And then but I did not know that she lived in San Francisco.
I didn't know that.
The longest minute.
Yeah, it is usually the awkward silence before the meeting starts.
I know.
The second hill in the block is really loud, so when it gets quiet, there's nobody else here, you hear that click, click.
Did you want to speak?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, just speak. Of course, I don't know the date.
Today's is the.
Yeah, whatever.
Like to call to order the Pleasant Hill Recreation and Park District Board of Directors regular meeting, October 23rd, 2025 at 7 p.m. Secretary Bernal has an excused absence, but the remaining board of directors is here. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you, everybody. Public comment. This item on the agenda provides an opportunity for members of the public to comment on any item within the subject matter jurisdiction of the board that is not on the agenda. There will be opportunity for the public to comment on other agenda items that I are discussed. Comments will be limited to 5 minutes per speaker, and we have our first commenter, Darcy. Come on down.
Not prepared. Let's say good evening. Tonight I'm here because I'm deeply concerned about the schoolhouse. The building isn't just an old structure, it's the cornerstone of our community's history. Generations of children have learned there, and it represents nearly a century of our shared story. It actually is more than a century at this point. Unfortunately, the building is deteriorating, and the longer we wait, the harder and more expensive it will be to save. Ignoring these risks is not only losing historical landmarks, but it's also missing an opportunity to create something meaningful. I urge the Park District to take immediate action, secure the building, assess its condition, and engage in the public in exploring options. Myself and my friends included are ready to help with grants, volunteer, and advocacy. If you want our help, we are willing to help. Please don't let this irreplaceable piece of heritage be lost. With that said, I was in the schoolhouse. Lance let me in. I went with a very well-known structural engineer who's been around forever. And his words were pretty much, oh my God, this place is great. It's very well built. This timber probably came from Moraga. Or those have, you know what I'm saying. And my husband, the engineer electrician, said this isn't really that bad. It could be $100,000 for electricity, but the engineer said he thought roughly between $250,000 and $600,000 max to fix the foundation. So, and you need a roof, we went over it, we talked about it at length. So I don't know what you guys plan to do. I know some of you have your heart and soul of it. I know some of you don't. And personally, there's a lot of people in this community who care, and you guys are missing an opportunity for an asset. You look at Lafayette, you look at Walnut Creek, Concord, specifically Concord, they've done wonderful things. You have an opportunity here to open this up, to have a community event center. Do you know Shaylins makes more money hosting weddings? It totally pays for everything. So once you get past the hard part, you can do this. You can save this. I wrote to Bob Berger, and he went to Pleasant Hill High School with me. He hired all those guys that worked there for years. He can't believe we're not saving this. So I'm offering to pay out of my personal funds for you to get a big, nice banner like you have over there by the library for the film with a QR code. Let's save the 1920s historic Pleasant Hill Schoolhouse, and let's get some funds started, and let's get this building secured, specifically, as Chuck's told me, the roof. We need to secure the roof. Let's start with that. Let's just not put our blinders on and pretend like we don't have an awesome piece of history here. And the other thing I want to say is I'm very sorry about the oak tree. I could read you the thing. My friend from high school, Janet, her mother, Frida, started the hospice and had the lights put on and got funding and stuff. And, there's a lot of good oak trees there, and we need to find a place for those lights. So thank you.
Thank you, Darcy, for your comment. We have another public commenter, Alaric Toy, come on down.
Hi.
Yeah, just come right up there, yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah.
So don't have anything prepared off the top of my head, but just wanted to comment about the loss of the public tree. It is the heart and symbol of Pleasant Hill, because Pleasant Hill used that, pretty sure they used that oak tree as a symbol for Pleasant Hill. And whether you believe in symbolism or timing or whatnot, the tree died shortly after the rezoning vote on Monday. So if that's coincidence, maybe, I don't know, the heart of Pleasant Hill apparently died. And I understand that, for emergency purpose, yes, clear the roads, we gotta keep it safe for everyone. But it's very disconcerting to see a piece of it just being chucked into the wood chipper. And I don't know what your guys' as Park and Recs planned or to use, or hopefully save pieces of that tree as mementos posterity, bits and pieces, just say, hey, this was a piece of Pleasant Hill history, at least 100 years old. Could we commission with other artisans to make commemorative pieces for Pleasant Hill as a way to help generate funds for parks and recs, for other general use funds, buy more trees, preservation projects, make another big thing to help fund the city's other projects, because it just looked like no plans were being made. I even came to this office on Tuesday morning to say, hey, what is the plan for that tree? And the staff didn't give me a very good answer. So I did what a few other people did and just proactively took some piece of the tree to preserve it for myself if the city won't do it. So please do something about that. And this is an opportunity. Don't chuck it away in the wood chipper, because that's just a bad look for you and the city. So hope you make it right. And save the schoolhouse.
Thank you for your comments. Michelle, we're going to follow up with that sort of last comment as well with.
I will address that in the GM report,
Okay.
since that is not on the agenda.
Yeah.
I will address it in the GM report.
Oh, I was just like, yeah, I
Yeah.
wasn't sure if you were or not, but it just as a follow up, but not sort of addressing non-agendized items.
Correct.
Fair enough. Thank you both for your comments. We'll go ahead and close public comments and move to reports and presentations. Report from the general manager.
Great, report from the general manager right after that. So I have included a written report for the board. I wanted to highlight the great feedback we got for our aquatics team. I know our aquatics team works very diligently on safety and on their training protocols, and it was great when quote about a training that was held at our facility, and our staff received kudos from people outside of our specific program. They do a great job in making sure that their staff and staff in the wider aquatics community are safe, and so I wanted to compliment them on that, and just appreciate just the professionalism we have in our aquatic staff. I also just wanted to remind everybody that we have the Hunter Trail tomorrow night. The Hunter Trail is from 5:30 to 7:30 here at Pleasant Hill Park. So hopefully everyone will be able to come out and enjoy the park. We have a lot of community groups and businesses who participate in this annually, as well as a number of staff groups. So excited about that. There shouldn't be any rain, so it should be a very nice evening. And then I also just wanted to give the board and the community an update. Obviously, on about 12:30 at night on Tuesday night, we unfortunately lost our large oak tree that sat right out here on the corner. That tree was also the hospice tree of lights. Obviously, it was devastating for everyone. It was an emergency situation. Obviously, there was no planning involved in the fact that the tree went down at 12:30 at night across the entire lane of traffic. So staff, their first order of business was to get that roadway open again. It was closed all day until 3:30, which is devastating really for this particular part of Pleasant Hill. It's one of the only east-west arteries, so that was that. But I do want to let the board know, and the community, the staff did preserve a number of pieces of wood. Obviously, there is no plans. It happened at a point in time, we were not planning for this to happen. You know, obviously, if we were able to plan it, there'd be something I could speak to that. But the staff did save a number of pieces that hopefully, once we get a chance to powwow and figure out what we're gonna do, get a little separation, that maybe we'll be able to have a plan for that. So it is unfortunate. I do want to highlight that a number of people in the public put themselves as well as my staff in danger by trying to grab pieces of wood while a crane was trying to pick big pieces up. And so it was a very harrowing day for my staff. They spent all day long trying to deal with the public, deal with people putting themselves in danger, trying to make sure that our contractors were safe, my staff was safe, as well as dealing with people who are obviously very emotional over the tree. It's been there good, as we estimated, probably about 450 to 500 years. Like it's a very, you know, it's a very large tree. We did get somebody from the community who sent us a picture of him in the tree as a arborist. And at that time in the 80s, it was estimated to be 375 years old. So it's a very, very long time. And so we appreciate everybody's sadness over the tree. I did want to also say that staff has had multiple meetings with the hospice team trying to identify another tree. Their hospice tree lighting was supposed to be on the 5th. It may or may not happen at that point in time. They're willing to move it if, you know, we can find something else. Obviously, some of the requirements are it needs to be an accessible tree. It needs to have electricity near it, right? So one of the nice things about this tree was there was electricity next to it. We don't have that anywhere else. We'll need to pull that. So we've identified a couple of options for hospice. We're waiting for them to get back to us, so I don't have a location. I do know that they are also looking at a tree on the city hall property. So it'll be up to them as to kind of where they might want to have that tree. But we have given them a couple of options here, as well as an option over at the community center. So so that is kind of the status of the tree. We do have some things, like I said, that hopefully we'll be able to use for the tree. And I wanted to thank Tom, Lance, Ryan. They were here super early in the morning trying to make sure that people were safe, and as well as Alan and Kenny, who's spent the day trying to keep people back from the tree. So there is a large stump out there, so anyone can count the rings if they would like to. But I think, you know, we're all sad about the tree. But you know, it was a valley oak that lives between 400 and 600 years. So I think it was probably close to the end of its lifespan. But as Tom has told me, you don't really know what the condition of a tree is until you chop it down, or until it falls, because it's really hard. Unless it has some obvious signs of dying, which this tree did not at the time. So, but we are very thankful that it happened when it did, and that no personal life was lost, or people were, or personal property was injured. So, well, with that, I'll take any questions.
Thank you so much for your report. Go ahead and open it to the board for questions from the town manager. All right, comment?
No, as far as the staff report, you know, I saw the improvements at the Robert Smith. I think that's timely because there's the Harvest Festival coming up on Saturday, so that's nice to see.
Any other comments? I just had one maybe comment / question. Once we do get the sort of new date and time for the ceremony, we'll all be sort of notified. I'm assuming because there's still advertising on the boards everywhere.
Yeah, it's still, yeah, because they haven't decided if they're gonna be able to do something temporary or not. But as soon as that decision, I'm hoping I get some confirmation from them by tomorrow. But yes, you'll all be made aware, and then Chair Tran, if you're available, then you know you would as a chair would have the opportunity to speak at that event.
Yeah, I had marked up November 5th, but just
I will let you know as soon as we get another date.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Or, you know, I think they're still trying to see if we can do something temporarily on that date, but we'll see.
Okay. Thank you so much. I guess I'll also open up comments on the report and general manager as well. Anybody want to do any comments on the report? Okay, seeing none, go ahead and close public comment, move to the consent agenda. Thank you so much for your report. Calendar items are considered to be routine by the board of directors and will be enacted by one motion. Go ahead and open the floor for a motion for the consent calendar.
I'll move approval of the consent calendar.
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstain? Thank you. Motion carries 4-0. Go ahead and close the consent calendar, move to agenda item 6, verbal report from committee chair and opportunities to set meeting dates. We have a several,
Yeah,
right?
we got a number that I would like to get on the calendar. The Land and Facilities Development Committee and the Program Committee, since all of those people are here.
That'd be awesome.
So I'd like to get that,
One program.
yeah, your program.
Yeah.
Your chair, yeah. Like, I got that wrong, but you guys are program and you guys are land and facilities, so. Okay, so, anything, not next week, because I need a little bit of time to get things together, but, either the week of the 3rd or the week of the 10th. We're pretty open. We're pretty open, so since we have some time today, I thought maybe we'd get it on
Schedule it now.
I'm pretty flexible on the 3rd.
Do you want morning or?
I think I'm pretty. Like, you want to
Those specific days?
No,
or
just that week.
That week.
That week, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I have it from 10:30 to 12. I'm tied up, but other than that, I'm open.
What date?
That's the 3rd.
Yeah, we can do the 3rd. I'm available anytime, so what time do you guys got?
You want it at 9 or 9 o'clock?
Yeah.
How long?
Quickly.
It'll be no more than like
I
an
don't
hour.
think I have any particular constraints.
Yeah, 9 o'clock on the 3rd.
We need to talk 75
Like
minutes.
best official Thursdays, but I can do after 6:30 on most other days.
Yeah, that would be fine for me too.
Maybe I could do maybe the 6th.
Yeah,
We have a board meeting on the 6th.
yeah, I saw that one. At least that's on the calendar, but
I can do almost any time.
We can do during the day. on
During
the-
daytime,
Yeah,
no,
we can do
you can
daytime
do
on the
it, yeah.
6th.
But alternatively, we can do the 13th, pretty much.
but the 13th would work for me too. Yeah.
Um,
Oh, wait, hold on, that might not work for me. It depends on what time that you would sit after like 6:30 or something on the 13th.
No, so Thursday I can do almost any time, but since I kind of have to do it in the evening now, so if you want to do like a Monday, I can do it.
Yeah, let's do it another day, because that day I'll be down in Monterey for work, so
You want to do like, if you're doing like the 10th and,
that would work a
yeah,
little better.
Monday,
for me.
Tuesday, Wednesday, yeah.
Any time,
Yeah.
I guess my preference would be either Monday or Wednesdays.
Okay.
Tuesdays are a little.
Maybe just do
Monday's a
Monday.
holiday for us.
Oh, yeah, so that's the Veterans Day?
Okay,
okay, so
so I'm gonna do
the
the
12th?
12th, but 6.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
the holiday's 11th.
Depends,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, the holiday's 11th. I'm sorry. We can do the 10th. We can do the 10th.
Okay,
Yeah, we can do the 10th.
you observe the date. of-
No, it's the 11th actually, so
Okay.
we're good. So
Let's do the 10th. then.
Yeah. let's
Okay,
do the 10th. What time?
can we do 6:30?
Yeah, that works.
Okay.
Sorry,
Oh, yeah.
Are you available? Are you off that day? Are you guys, Lance and
On the
Tom, are
10th?
you guys good on the 10th?
Yeah.
As of-
I'm off on the 3rd.
Okay, well, you don't need to be there for the 3rd. Here on the 3rd. You do, so. Okay, that works. Great, I got 11:10
schedule, finish off
and
the year strong.
I got 11:03 on personnel committee, right?
No, program.
Program, I'm sorry.
I'm not sure that we have met on personnel, but.
No, we haven't had anything.
Yeah.
We had a lot of personnel when we redid the.
Yeah.
The
Policies
policy,
and stuff,
so we
yeah.
haven't had anything on personnel, but.
Yeah, what do you
I remember.
Yeah,
did?
that was a long. We had like 3 years worth of personnel committee.
Not that I would complain. or anything.
Yeah. Okay, that's good, great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for getting those set.
Go ahead and close agenda item 6, move to agenda item 7, board announcements and requests this, we'll start with Director Vincent.
I'm looking forward to the Haunted Trail also tomorrow and the Rogers Ranch Harvest Festival on Saturday. We'll keep our fingers crossed that the rain holds off for that particular event. I also was able to watch and the Zoom meeting on the CARPD Legislative Committee meeting, which was this morning, kind of their year end, which goes over all the legislations that was that they had interest in, what was passed, things they're looking at, other items they're looking at. So that was interesting. And other than that, that's all I have. Thank you.
Right, well, thank you, Dr. Faber.
Yeah, not much. I've been gone for a couple weeks, but I did get a lot of word. There was a baseball tournament up at Pleasant Oaks Park with the Pleasant Hill Hawks, and so many compliments pouring in about the parks and the facilities, and so I just wanted to pass that on to everybody. It's always nice to hear a lot of teams coming from out of town, a lot of people coming from out of town, and so it's nice to hear that about our parks. And I was fortunate. This morning at 7:15, the crew was out there getting ready to put the new surface in, and then when I was there this evening for my daughter's soccer practice, and it was done and fenced off, and so yeah, they looked good. It looked really good. But you never realize how much that playground is used until you're there during soccer practice or baseball games, because all the kids, my daughter's whole team, that's all they want to do is get done with practice so they can go play on the playground and the swings. And so they were all, with it fenced off, there were, a lot of frustrated kids.
Too much energy.
Yeah, of course, all of us parents were like, yeah, go play on the playground. Oh, it's closed. Like, we can't tonight. But yeah.
Make one comment about that. They're finishing tomorrow with the top layer. It's not gonna be black, it's a beige.
Yeah, no, I knew it. I knew that from our meeting, because I was like,
Okay.
I was like, it's not gonna look like that.
Tom's gotten a lot of comments about that.
Oh, I told people tonight, I was like, it's not gonna look like that. Okay. Yeah, I'll keep passing the word on it tomorrow, but yeah, that was it. Hoping to make it to Haunted Trail.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much for your
Thanks.
Vice Chair Work.
Yeah, likewise, I'm excited about the Haunted Trail actually being more of a spectator than, a participant in, putting on a display. This is like, the first year I hadn't done that, as being like putting up a whole bunch of stuff for that event. So it's a lot of work, as you can imagine, to do it. And I appreciate, all the staff that have put their time into getting, various, community groups to put up the displays and everything. So I'm really looking forward to that. Also, I will be volunteering at the Heritage Festival, helping to park cars, so I'm looking forward to that too, kind of navigating, that cluster that can happen, I guess, with a number of people. Hopefully it's a big, group of people that come in. And then I just want to share also the appreciations for all the staff that helped out, in responding to the tree. Something like that, it's all hands on deck, and it seems like, we really stepped up to make sure that, like you had said, everybody was safe and the situation was under control. It's unfortunate, but I'm glad that, we're working with the East Bay Hospice to identify another location. Hopefully it's, something that will be long lasting. So that's all I have. Yeah.
All right. Excellent. I only have a few things as well too. Went to the pumpkin splash. That was a lot of fun. I think it's my last one for my daughter, but age. Yeah.
I know, they grow up.
They grow up so quickly, but it was definitely fun, and there was a bunch of pumpkins left over, so she just finished her swim practice, and then Coach Tyler was like, "We got like a whole box of pumpkins," and so they did a relay. With all the kids, yeah. Well, they did actually swim with the pumpkins as well too, but it was totally fun. So, but the kids all got to take home the extra pumpkins as well, so we got an extra pumpkin on top of that. Also looking forward to the Haunted Trail as well too, trying to make it out there. Just a maybe reminder to staff. I know like last year it was kind of bunching up. In terms of the crowd, so I did crowd control last year. I said, just go in the park, everybody go in the park. So maybe just a reminder, a request to staff just to remind people that you can just go into the park for the Haunted Trail. I'll go ahead and end this with a quote from Thomas Carlyle about oaks. So I'll do a quote about oak trees in memory of our fallen oak. So when the oak is felled, the whole forest echoes with its fall, but 100 acorns are sown in its silence by an unnoticed breeze. And I know when people found out about its falling and its loss was really, you can hear it just from social media and just around. It's just a huge loss to Pleasant Hill. And I hope that at least the memory of that tree continues on. And so our heart goes out to the tree. Can we greet it as we did with many of our loved ones when we were gathered underneath it? But it will remain in our memories for many years, hopefully. With that, we'll go ahead and adjourn the meeting at 7:24 p.m.